morning. I am Ekta Rao from Himalayan School of Management Studies, Swami Ram Himalayan University, Jolly Grant, Dehradun. Continuing our series on strategic management, we will be talking about changes in the competitive landscape. So, two major changes we are talking about: globalization and technology. Globalization we have already talked about in the last lecture, and in this lecture we will be talking about technology and how it is impacting the competitive landscape. When we talk about technology trends, we will be talking about three categories: technology diffusion and disruptive technologies, information age, and increasing knowledge intensity. We know that technology is altering the nature of competition and it is enabling unstable competitive environments, because technology is changing very fast and it is becoming a challenge for the business to actually monitor those changes and implement those changes in the organizations. So, it is very important to understand what these technological trends are. So, first of all, we talk about technology diffusion. Let's try to understand what is the meaning of technology diffusion. It is the speed at which new technologies become available and are being used. Like for example, when telephone was introduced, it took 35 years for the telephone to reach each and every household. When TV was introduced, it took 26 years for TV to reach each and every household. Radio, it was 22 years. For the PC, it was 16 years, and for internet, it was only 7 years. So, this is what we mean by the rate of technology diffusion. And if a new technology is introduced, how quickly people are using it, how quickly people are adapting it. So, in today's times, if we see, the rate of technology diffusion or the speed of technology diffusion has become very high. How this is possible and what are the things because of which it is possible? Because the technological advancements are higher and they are available at a very affordable cost. So, when they are available at an affordable cost, everybody can use it. So, if we talk about India, I think introduction of internet at a very affordable cost is one of the reasons why each and every maximum number of households in India today are using the internet. So, first thing is technological diffusion. Next, we talk about perpetual innovation. This means how rapidly and consistently new information intensive technologies are replacing the older ones. This factor is also becoming important, and the rate at which the older technologies are being replaced has also become very high. So, now products are having a very shorter product life cycle, which means that we are able to produce newer products within very less time. So, because of this, what is happening? Because of the shorter product life cycles, they are resulting from these rapid diffusions of new technologies, and they are placing a competitive premium on being able to quickly introduce new innovative goods and services. Because technology is available, because new ideas are available, we are able to translate the product into the technology into a product, and that is why innovations are becoming higher. Now, if the firms have to be successful, if the business firms want to be successful, then innovation has to be a major part of their strategy. They have to focus on innovation always. See, if we talk about the mobile industry, we talk about two major players, that is Nokia and Samsung. Both of them are functioning in a very different way. Nokia was not able to focus on innovation. It thought that I already have a good image and a good brand in the market, whereas Samsung always focused on innovations and new things, and in today's times, Samsung is doing much better as compared to Nokia. So, this is what has to be understood when we are talking about strategic planning, and these are the practical examples which tell us that what is the importance of innovation and technology. Innovations, how do we develop the innovations? They have to be derived from an understanding of global standards and global expectations in terms of product functionality. So, when we are talking about innovation, the standard of innovation has to be high. If we talk about Apple, it is an excellent example of radical innovation by a large established firm. So, firms have to focus on innovations. What type of innovations? Which are having a global standard and which are having a which are according to the expectations of the global consumer. Now, in today's times, it is taking only 12 to 18 months for the firms to gather information about research and development and product decisions for their competitors. So, the time which was being taken for new product development, it is getting reduced to a period of 12 to 18 months. How do we protect those innovations which we are making? So, for that we are using the patents. What are patents? They are an effective protection of proprietary technology in small number of industries. For example, pharmaceutical firms, they are developing new medicines, they are coming out with new drugs. So, these drugs are patented and they earn a lot of money from there. Many firms do not apply for the patents to prevent competitors from gaining access to the technological knowledge. For example, in the electronics industry, so that is their own strategy. But yes, varies from industry to industry. In a pharmaceutical firm, if you are coming out with a new drug, you have to get it patented. So, when we talk about technology diffusion, this is what is happening. Further, another thing which is happening besides technology diffusion is disruptive technology. Disruptive technology means that destroys the value of an existing technology and which creates a new market, many times representing a radical or breakthrough innovation. See, if I don't know whether you all remember or not, but when in our times we had a CD. So, whatever information was there in the computer, we used to store it in a CD. From the CD, we came to the pen drives, and from pen drives to today we have the drive and we have the cloud computing. So, we do not even need a pen drive to store the data. So, these are the disruptive technologies. So, when the pen drives came in, we did not have the need of the CDs, and when the cloud came in, we do not even need the pen drives. So, this is how these are the disruptive technologies because of which the older products get obsolete in the market. For example, when we are talking about the disruptive technologies, what they do is they create a totally new industry and they destroy the existing industry because they are now working with superior resources, experience and access to the new technology which other firms are not able to adopt. So, disruptive technologies now the question which arises is that how the firms are going to deal with these disruptive technologies. So, that is why we say that a study of the external environment is important, a study of the competitive landscape is important to know what your competitor is doing. For example, we know that when we talk about the entertainment industry, there were many companies which were focusing on programs on TV. But now in today's time with the OTT platform coming in, we know that all the entertainment channels are focusing on the OTT rather than only on TV. So, if they do not adjust to that particular disruptive technology, then they cannot be successful. When we talk about technology diffusion, we can again take the example of Apple, which is having a very phenomenal growth rate and it has got a good financial performance, and the basic reason for its success is new technology development and innovation. When we talk about Apple, it is also known for its versatility, that is it's very it is incorporating the changes at a very fast rate. It is trying to adjust, it is trying to give global standards and product according to the global expectation of the consumers. So, when we talk about disruptive technologies, we can say that when we talk about things like iPad in conjunction with Amazon's Kindle, they are changing the whole publishing industry because people are now moving to electronic books. So the people who are into the industry of publishing books, they have to think how they have to incorporate this in their strategic planning. They have to keep this factor in their mind. The next factor which is changing in technology is the information age. So let's see what are the changes which have taken place. In information technology, we have personal computers, cellular phones, artificial intelligence, virtual reality, massive databases, multiple social networking signs. So when the firms have to talk about information, they have to get information from all these different channels which are there. And the competitive advantage depends on how ably and effectively we are able to manage all the information which is coming from these important sources. So we have to be careful about how we are procuring the information, how we are managing the information, and how we are using it in our strategy. The pace of change has become very fast because the cost of information technologies is declining. So accessibility to them is higher, and the internet is a contributing factor which is significantly contributing to hyper competition. And the global proliferation of computers has increased the speed and diffusion of information technologies, and it is giving us a level playing field. So these are the changes which are coming up in the competitive landscape, that new communication technologies are coming in, new information technologies are coming in, which have to be incorporated into the plans which we are making, into the products, into the services, into how we are managing the customer, or into the customer services which we are providing. We have to be, the firms, the business especially has to be very, very careful about it. Knowledge is very, very important in today's time because information, intelligence and expertise are the basis of technology and its application. So in the 1980s, the basis of competition shifted from hard assets to intangible resources. So when we talk about knowledge, it is a very critical organizational resource and an increasing valuable resource for competitive advantage. Knowledge here now becomes a very important resource, very important input for strategic management decisions. So when we are talking about strategic competitiveness, when we are talking about competitive advantage, it depends upon the firm to develop the ability to capture intelligence, transform it to usable knowledge and diffuse it rapidly throughout the firm. So this is how the firms have to function in this competitive landscape. So what is it that the firms have to do? They have to develop. How they have to develop? Through the training programs. They have to acquire. How they have to acquire? By hiring educated and experienced employees. So what they have to develop and acquire? Knowledge. They have to integrate it into the organization to create the capabilities and then apply it to gain a competitive advantage. So through this acquiring of knowledge, the firm is going to manage the things in such a way that they are able to get a competitive advantage out of that. So basically we talked about two major changes which are taking in the competitive landscape, that is globalization. Firms have to incorporate inputs from globalization into their strategic planning process. Similarly, when we talk about technology, we talked about technology diffusion, disruptive innovation, we talked about knowledge. So all these things also have to be incorporated in the strategic management process so that the firms are able to have a competitive edge and they are able to develop a competitive advantage and be ahead of others in the competition. Thank you.